Guten Abend, alle miteinander. Welcome back to Tom Plays Civilization 6 for absolute beginners. We are back with Frederick and the Germans in the aftermath of utterly crushing the English. I seem to have started on a missionary, which is why the map's looking a bit strange. I think, well, seems to be in a not very useful area, so let's move them along to London. Now then. So yeah, primarily, I think, considering Valletta again. Not Valletta, sorry. Venta. Valletta's our ally. So if we just move some troops into position around there. What was our settler up to? Right there on 22. It looks like... yeah. Thinking in terms of this settler here, whether it would be worth moving them all the way up there. Sorry, what I'm basically thinking is, because there's going to be 22 turns before this settler's built, if I am at all worried about keeping the promise to the Egyptians, the promise tends to have an expiry date. So I could settle up here with the settler we've currently got, and hopefully by the time that settler's built, the promise will have run out, so it won't be as much of a problem. Could of course settle here, but is that really worth it? It doesn't look like the best spot, really. The computer's recommending this spot here. Forget it. Let's head down here. We'll be fine. Okay, production. I see we have Niter now. Interesting, right, presumably Leeds has finished a crossbowman. We could definitely do with taking advantage of the Niter, I have to say. Let's put a builder together. Okay, London. London has a crossbowman, which is good. Need to make some repairs, so let's do the monument first, because that's the quickest. So a lot of this is probably going to be aftermath stuff. Okay, this chariot, I am thinking, should probably go and sort out this barbarian settlement. Because chariots aren't really that useful for anything else at this stage. Mercenaries, okay. So still going for great generals, although a bit of a question as to whether that's a good move. Production tools, defensive buildings. Yeah, they're probably still good policies, really. Okay. So, this builder here. Let's do these diamonds. New Civic, I think. Ooh. Honestly, recorded history is just getting too cheap now anyway. We have a new general who can be sacrificed to gain an envoy, or will get additional combat strength and movement. Okay. I just question whether we should purely be focusing on generals, but let's see. Okay, months. You do have city walls. Do we have an upgrade to our city walls now? I can't immediately see one. Okay. I might start on harbours. It is worrying me a little that we haven't got any ships. The problem is basically, as far as I know, Civilization 6 tends to have two major continents, and everyone tends to be on one of these two major continents. I think it's basically a way to keep things relatively fair, because if you begin on a continent that... Let's get Zanzibar again, see if we can get them for help against the Egyptians. If you begin on a continent with no opponents, you basically have a very unfair advantage over the rest of the players who may be on a continent that's full of other people, because they have to worry about the military and things like that. Oh, broken a promise to the Egyptians apparently. Not intentionally. Oh well. So I think with Civ 6, in order to overcome that issue, they have... Let's meet up with the chariot for now. They've made sure that everyone starts on a continent decent size that's stocked with opponents. So what's bothering me at this stage is we're doing fine on our own continent, but somewhere out there there's another I probably shouldn't call it a continent, because Civ 6 is a bit funny with continents, but another large landmass which has a group of people fighting on it, growing more powerful, and we don't have any kind of presence there at the moment. Okay, this is going to be a serious problem. We really need access through Egypt's borders, but we may not be able to get it. In fact, she shows no sign of being willing to even consider it. That's going to be a pain. We may need to attack Egypt sooner than I would have liked. Okay, anyway, build a diamond mine. London, another missionary, that's fine. I want London converted to Catholicism. London needs to repair their encampment. Oh, hang on. What am I talking about? London is mine, isn't it? We're fine, we can move through, no problem. Sorry, being insane. Right, we have an apostle. Just trying to remember what ability this apostle had. I think it was just 2 extra spreads. See, we should be able to tell from the number of... Yes, there's 4 people there. So that's fine, let's just keep spreading. This is our general, so I want temporarily the general to meet up with the chariot, just to help them go and sort out those barbarians, and then we'll wheel around and head back to Venta. Okay, this builder. Now, I was originally thinking of them doing that iron mine there. So let's stick with that. We'll just send them to do these fish. Join you two together. Head up there. Still not converted. Ah, there we go. That's when we're double back to Hamburg after this. So it's interesting, we're definitely not going for a religious victory, but the military is actually a big plus when it comes to fighting for religion, because you can, when you're at war with someone, you can basically just kill enemy missionaries with your armies, so that might give us an advantage. If nothing else, I think we've got enough of an advantage of taking out London that we can probably spread Catholicism throughout this continent quite successfully. So that should at least ensure against anyone else winning a religious victory. Right, let's build a Hansa, because that is a... Oh, I've got to decide where to put it, of course. That's a useful insurance against an enemy religious victory. This apostle I'm going to move across to Stockholm because they want us to convert them. I don't know if we'll actually manage it, but at least the apostle should be able to defend themselves. So just thinking rather than double back to Hamburg for now. In fact, while I think about it, let's go to Aachen and let's get a mission just to back up the apostle and maybe do Hamburg while they're on the way through. Okay, we have built a swordsman, so I might just send them towards the barbarians as well. Okay. I thought I already said to go to Stockholm. Okay, looks like we have another chariot. Might be able to capture a builder if nothing else. Although we may find they've already done everything. I don't know, it looks like there's 2 builders there. And I suppose for a city-state there's going to be a limit to how many things they can do in any case. We have built a terracotta army. Nice. Not sure how anyone knows, given that, you know, they remained buried underground for most of human history, but there you go. And who is this? Excuse me, barbarian. I remember saying you could walk into my temple. Missionary, yes, please head to Hamburg. I think the Terracotta Army has given every one of our military units a promotion, which is brilliant, and it's the main reason that I wanted it. Okay, so having finished that, maybe you should work on... Actually, work on a library first. Really a little worried about our lack of scientific achievement, because that does affect the military. Okay. That's an interesting one. You see, this would be more useful, but then emplacement would be useful if we could get it. To be fair, we may never get it, so... So do these... Yeah, they do. They all have these. Oh, brilliant. London's quite well defended then. Let's at least get garrison everywhere where we have a crossbow. Magdeburg doesn't have a crossbowman. Must have moved them out, bit of an oversight. What else? Memphis. Leeds. Not really going into why I'm choosing the promotions I'm going for. Hopefully they kind of make sense if you're keeping an eye on them. Although in some cases they're quite random because they're not that important in many cases. I think we've got most of them there, all the ones we could get. Trying to take full advantage of the new wonder, seeing as it's the first wonder we'd got. Okay, ancient walls, I think should be our first move with London, and it's going to be a pain. I really need to expand to cover the iron mine. Policies, still reasonably happy with the policies we have, apart from the great people thing. I keep wondering if we should switch to scientists. And the generals are great though. I'm just kind of questioning whether we should make more of an effort with science. Let's just try it. Right, production to defensive buildings. Well, I'm definitely building at least one. Yeah. City 10 population, not something we can control. Apparently we need to make more trade routes. Same deal, you sleep for now, although I would like to get this builder. And fortify. Heavy chariot. Doesn't actually look like there's any barbarians there, so I may not have needed a general at all. Might finally be able to upgrade the chariots. Definitely gunpowder. To knights. Should be nice. Okay, it looks like we've built a Hansa, which is good, so that should have given us another envoy to one of the city-states. Oh, Valletta. Brilliant. Okay, so we've got suzerain over Valletta and Zanzibar. Great writer, religious conversion. Oh yeah. Maybe we should have gone for great writer instead. La Venta, we're actually planning to conquer anyway, so not really an issue. Okay, Leeds. Well, given that we've currently got a policy for building ancient walls, maybe that's what we should be focused on. Or at least walls of some kind. Hamburg. We do need traders, don't we? But I think I'd rather do them from our major sites. We also need campuses. And there is a mountain there. Yeah, okay, let's build a campus. So tempted just to grab this builder. But let's not for now. Why can't I upgrade them? Oh, not enough gold. Fair enough. Built a builder, so let's go and make a niter mine. So this should allow us, once we invent gunpowder, to upgrade our crossbowmen to musketeers, I'm guessing. Okay, missionary in Hamburg, excellent. Hamburg is now Catholic. So we can move this chariot down, we can redirect this swordsman, and hopefully we'll be getting a free builder. So Cleopatra is demanding that we give her 50 gold for no reason. Okay. Wow, I wonder if she's planning to make war on us soon. That's alright, having the army close to La Venta will be conveniently useful in the event of an Egyptian war. Okay, Aachen. Actually, yeah, build another Hansa. So that should increase our production. So it looks like the best place to build one is here. Can't see anywhere better. Okay, fortify for now. Hamburg is done, so I'm going to send them to Stockholm. Okay, interesting. Do we want to risk trading with Egypt when it looks like she's on the verge of declaring war? I'm thinking not. On the whole, let's go for Mans. It's probably not the best option, but it will make a road as well, which will be handy. Oh, I see, they've occupied the land we were planning to go through. Oh, fair enough. Can I get anywhere nearer? There. There's quite a few La Venta troops knocking around, so we should probably plan to eliminate them when we attack as quickly as possible. It's mine built. Knowledge of rifling has advanced considerably. Excellent. To spread Catholicism. Apparently Memphis can build a meeting house. Sounds quite good. Okay, send an envoy. Well, we might be able to suzerain Stockholm, given we're about to do a religious conversion, so maybe they'd be a good choice. We do need to make sure we keep hold of Valletta, of course. And Zanzibar, if possible, and I'm not sure how to trigger a Eureka for castles, I have to say. Mind you, it does look like Scythia is currently crushing Zanzibar, so maybe we shouldn't worry too much about them. Oh dear. Okay, swordsman. being ranged. Okay, London. I'm gonna go with barracks again. Not that fussed about cavalry, really. So most of the emphasis tends to be on attacking cities. Now this is hopeful. Stockholm is down as having no religion now, particularly, so hopefully we're close to a conversion, which is good. Let's give us another envoy, so maybe we will suzerain Stockholm. There we go. So now got another envoy in Stockholm. Haven't suzerained them, but I think we've stopped Tomiris from being the suzerain. Hopefully Tomiris isn't going to get horribly offended by that. Oh, I see. Yeah, sure. Let's found the city. Upgrade to a swordsman. Of course, we primarily want to build a crossbowman there for defence. Leeds. Well, I still like the watermill idea because that improves our production, which is always useful. Ancient walls versus crossbowmen. In some ways I kind of feel like we'd be better off doing ancient walls and building a crossbowman over in Trier or somewhere else with barracks and sending them down. I will promise to look elsewhere in the future, honest. Yeah, we did break the promise. And we have discovered gunpowder. So at this point we could do with an awful lot of money. Which is a bit of a problem because it looks like we're losing money every turn. That's not so good. Okay, so... break you up. I don't suppose you can join onto these guys, can you? I think they can, which does make sense, to be fair. Okay. It's probably too risky to move them into the assault. Actually, I suppose what we could do is move them... oh, wait. Move them into the assault and use a chariot for defence. Terrible defence. May regret it when the Egyptians inevitably do a surprise attack on us. But I would like to take Venta quickly if we possibly can. Okay, let's do this. Okay, apparently we've upset Tomiris by doing that. Also, we don't seem to have gained a builder, which is upsetting. It also looks like Frankfurt doesn't have any defence, which is even more upsetting. Okay, I apparently failed to notice that. Bit unfortunate. We'll just have to see. Let's see what Venta does. Hope we can somehow make it up to Tomiris. I don't know if it's because she doesn't like betrayal in general and she feels that we betrayed them, or whether she was actually suzerain and I hadn't noticed. What's this? That's a battering ram. Probably not the best move ever. Never mind. Can't attack, so send these guys in instead. No, they haven't had a promotion yet. Well, it's about time they did. Stockholm's already converted. However, seeing as the missionary is there, I'll just make the conversion more certain. Make it harder for anyone to deconvert them, so to speak. Okay. There was a trader there. That might be worth picking up. I don't know if we can capture traders or if we can only attack them. Policies. Not sure there's anything military that would be more useful on the whole than getting our city walls built as soon as possible. What's this? Culture for each speciality district it constructs. Well, I mean, that does sound great, but it's probably not as important as production to us. Okay, so if you go after the trader, on the trade route, and give us some gold at least. Oh, promotion. Choke points. So I don't feel like I was as prepared for this as I should have been, but if you remember, Frederick does have a considerable bonus when attacking city-states. So perhaps being a little more blasé than I should have been, but still we should be in with a decent chance. Okay, divine right, we have a bonus too. We might be able to change our government to a monarchy, which would be good. I assume it would be good. We'll have to compare it to the current one. Well, usually the more advanced the government, the better. Right, Trier, I would like you to build a crossbowman, or a musketman, sorry. In fact, you get building that, because you're probably not in any danger, and send the crossbowman down to Augsburg. You are in need of one. This is basically because Trier have got a barracks, an armoury, that sort of thing. So any units they build are automatically veterans. They've got experience already. Okay. Now, maybe attacking isn't the best move. Siege tower. Oh yeah. The siege tower should allow us to ignore the walls. Not entirely sure. I should be, but I'm not entirely sure what happens to the city-state's troops if we take their city. I think they'll just disappear. I also don't think they're managing to attack us because they're in the water. Oh, friendship with Tomius has expired, and unfortunately she doesn't like us very much. Yeah, fair enough. Right. Let's just batter the walls a bit more. Lost our unit, which is unfortunate. Perhaps I should have been a bit more careful. I'm just that keen to take this city. Too keen, maybe. Just, can I move you guys to meet the swordsman? I can. Brilliant. So hopefully you will connect up. You fortify yourselves. We are in danger of being attacked by that crossbowman now. Oh dear. Well, I am a warmonger. You're a warmonger. You're the one who's beating up Zanzibar. Hypocrite. I thought you liked warmongers. Never mind. Okay, so they're all connected up. I'm just going to hammer the city again. Definitely not taking them down fast enough. Let's just fortify you until healed, and I'm going to actually attack you. What other options do we have? Well, I can reactivate this chariot and try to attack them. Beyond that, not that many options. Okay. London. Armoury versus watermill. Well, a watermill will make us faster on building the armoury, I suppose. Or possibly a Hansa would have been a better choice. No, I'm not giving you money. Oh, that's good. They've attacked the chariot instead of a swordsman. I mean, it's not brilliant, but at least it means the swordsman isn't dead. Stalemate. Yeah, I think realistically we'll be doomed. How about, let's move everyone out of range of that crossbow. Great. We have a settler. Let us link them up for now. Can always send the crossbowmen back afterwards. Oh, if we earn a Eureka towards castles, so we need to change government, don't we? I might go for printing, simply because there's at least a chance of us achieving the other two. Okay, so Cologne. What should we build in Cologne? Still kind of inclined to build Hansas everywhere. Hang on. We're having problems with money, aren't we? How about we build a commercial hub instead? For now. And apparently we don't have anywhere. It's probably because there's no roads. Okay. Seriously changing my mind a lot here. Build a trader. Just thinking about the problems with money. Okay, can you build a commercial hub? You can. So I think being on a road helps. I think I've also got some improvements which would be removed. Remove of woods. I can live with that. But yeah, we really need to sort out the money. Okay, so we actually have a casus belli to declare war on Cleopatra now. Sure who did that. Right, so we can now have a monarchy. So what's the difference? Oligarchy, we gain +4 combat strength. Monarchy, we get plus production towards defensive building. Right, I don't really want to lose the +4 combat strength, but at the same time we really need to move our government on. So I'm going to go for it anyway. So melee, anti-cavalry and ranged, we definitely could do with that. No one's actually attacking our cities yet, so I don't really see much need. However, 50% discounts on all units upgrades would be good, because we really need to move to musketeers, although we don't have any money at the moment. So we'll be better off on production towards encampment buildings, because we probably are doing some. So let's go with that. Is there anything that would give us more money? Well, we've got +2 gold from all trade routes. We just don't have that many trade routes though. So we've had our boost towards castles, so that should have given us a plus, I think, in Zanzibar. So it's suzerain in Zanzibar and Valletta, which is good. The Venta, yes, we're at war with them, that's fine. We haven't recruited the Great Writer. Are there any available? There are, and apparently no one's going for them. So maybe we should have even considered that. Unfortunately, Scythia's beating us on the General and the Admiral. Oh, they're going to get Admiral Yi. Grief. Shall I surrender immediately? So build 2 markets or medieval fairs. I reckon we will build 2 markets before we'll maintain 4 trade routes. Armory in Aachen. Right, we really need to get this finished. But at the same time, our units are horribly injured. Oh, health! Okay, well that's something. No, one thing we can do at least. That's the enemy, isn't it? In a lot of ways it's not ideal to be pillaging a place you're planning to conquer, but we need the health. We can always fix the damage later. You still need to heal. You, on the other hand, can probably take out those crossbowmen. There we go. You also need to heal. Quite lucky no one's declared war on us while we're doing this. On the plus side, although it's not much of a plus side, we should start losing money less quickly as we lose units. I've got a builder there now. Yeah, what happened to my free builder, you scumbags? Okay, we've got a siege tower, so we can ignore the walls that they don't apparently have. And get horribly injured in the process, that's not good. Frankfurt, build some ancient walls please. We may... oh no, maybe it'll be castles where we get medieval walls. I have a horrible feeling that we're not actually winning this. Which is mildly embarrassing, given the bonuses we've got. Yes, please. I can always use... oh. Hang on. Barbarians. We really need defences. Once this armory is built, I think Aachen had better get building defensive units. So, Berlin, ancient walls please. Village for health. Actually, I might consider hijacking that for either attacking the city or fighting the crossbowmen. Apparently we can't immediately fight the crossbowmen, so let's just move next door. Major defeat. Oh heck. I need to pay attention to the helpful little warnings before I attack people. Okay, you Can you move down there? Apparently you can't, so... In fact, apparently you can't move anywhere. Alright, you definitely need to heal. Battering ram can sleep. I guess you better sleep as well then. Siege tower, well, I'm trying to pull you out of there. Alright, we have built a musketman. That is actually intended to stay in Trier, but I might send them to Berlin now, because I think they're going to need it. You go on the defensive. Oh, brilliant. So, Trier, need another musketman to defend yourself with this time. And Ulm, I think we're looking at ancient walls again. At least they don't take long to build anymore. You have actually built ancient walls. Excellent, good for you. I think ideally you'd build an encampment, but we don't have anywhere suitable. So... let's go for a settlement. Alright, let's see. The thing is, I mean, not intentionally, but we have actually disbanded a whole bunch of our military. I could just pillage, but we probably need to sort these guys out first. Grape shot. Nope, that didn't actually give us any money. A bit pointless then, wasn't it? Right, we need more military units. So, London. Nope, still need to build an armoury. Leave you there for now. Okay, Aachen, I need you to build musketry again, because we don't have enough defence at the moment. Yeah, just sleep, it's fine. If we don't pillage this road, we're seriously going to start losing troops very shortly. Just keeping an eye on the gold meter here. I think if we go to negative gold, some of our troops start randomly vanishing, and no one wants that, so I've been optimistic, but I almost feel like I've brought the situation under control now. Almost. still need more attacking units though. On the plus side, we have now discovered printing, which should mean that our bonus to spreading our religion should actually ramp up. So that will help. I mean, it won't help a lot. In fact, what we should probably do is see if we can build an apostle. So we're still down for a major defeat here. If I... Can I get the general to there? Looks like I can. So one of the other things you can do, which we have actually done before, is you can add things to your religion. I think there's up to 4 options. So I might see if there's one that might make us a bit more money. There's a harbour, so I'm going to build a lighthouse, which is an improvement to the harbour. Memphis. Watermill. Was a good start. Frankfurt. Okay, you technically have everything you need. We could do with improving some of the nearby items. So let's build a builder. Ulm. Okay, so this apostle here, and you see this is a problem. So the apostles come in with a built-in promotion. This one is very useful for defense. So in some ways I don't want to use this apostle up. I suppose I can get another one either, can I? Because I'd quite like to keep these handy around our cities in case we face a full-on religious offensive, because the plus 20 in theological combat should give them the ability to fight off all comers, in theory. Oh, good grief, there's another crossbowman. Right. Well, let's start attacking them. No, I'm not giving you money for no reason. Now we need to link these together. First opportunity we get. And I don't suppose I can attack them, can I? I'm just thinking the crossbowmen are probably more adapted to attacking troops. Whereas the the catapult's probably more adapted to attacking cities. Still down as a major defeat though, which is frustrating. Okay, trying to heal a bit more. So, Trier. Okay, you've built your musketmen, that's good. I now need bombard. I'll see, right. What do we need? I'm thinking... I haven't really looked into the military engineers yet. So what's our standard melee unit at this stage? Got the horsemen, the knight, so they're both cavalry. Crossbowman is ranged. Bombard is for siege particularly. Pikeman is anti-cavalry. Oh, musketman is melee. Ah, see. Right. See, I've been building melee units all this time. Okay, that's embarrassing. Although actually also extremely useful. So, not actually complaining. Right, we can actually do a trade route to Stockholm, which I quite like. Right, well in that case, Trier should build some crossbowmen, because I probably don't have enough in that case. So crossbowmen are still the build of choice for defence. Apologies for getting that completely wrong, but hey, at least you know what not to do. That apostle is going to stay there. So normally what I was going to do was evangelise belief and try and come up with one that would make us some more money. But because their promotion happened to be good at theological combat, this is Cologne, isn't it? I'd rather they stay put right now. Okay, let's just do a little bit of, what should we call it? A little bit of culture, and I'm going to send you to Valletta. So what I'm hoping is this trader will start to build a road, and then I'll find that there's a bonus to building a commercial district near the road. Here we go, market, commercial hub. Oh, we've met a new person. Aha! It's Saladin. So this is precisely the reason why I've been preparing for someone trying to win a religious victory. Because he is definitely one of the people who do. Nonetheless, let us be friendly. Knowledge of got a boost to replaceable parts, so who's he sent? An Inquisitor, you see? Kind of says it all. So the first person we've met is a religious unit. So Inquisitors, oddly enough, I think they're designed purely really for converting your own cities. So it's possibly not that useful a thing to be sending out. Okay, we have earned another great general. So the usual pluses, but we can also instantly gain a bombard unit instead, should we wish to. Okay, so Aachen, we are going to need another crossbowman for defence. I've also gained another envoy. See, Tomaris has managed to get Stockholm back. So let's just make sure we keep Valletta. In fact, we've got two envoys, so let's make sure we keep Valletta and Zanzibar. That would probably be safer. Okay. I don't think they have any more units. So I'm just going to keep attacking the city. Hope for the best. Link our new great general with the musketmen and get the musketmen down there. I suppose we'll see what Saladin does. He's going to be making me extremely nervous, simply because he tends to be an expert in a type of warfare that we haven't really gone into. Right, I still think we're more likely to build two markets, so I'm going to go for exploration, because we still haven't got any boats. They're up for promotion, so we'll give them incendiaries. We've got to finish this war. Also gone considerably over. I just kind of like to end this episode with taking Valletta, if at all possible. The problem we've got is we're struggling to do more damage than they're capable of healing. do anything with the general and want to do something with the swordsman. So we're still looking at a major defeat, but I'm going to try it anyway. And they'll just have to try to heal themselves. Not very happy about this battering ram being on its own. Okay, you need to defend Trier. I also wonder whether this general may not be any use anymore if we're going up to Renaissance style buildings. Okay, production. So, Trier. I'll build some medieval walls. Ditto for Memphis. So one thing you do tend to find is that the generals, even though they're linked, will be given their own action, but because they're linked you can still move on to the next turn, so you can just ignore the general's own action. Because generally, no pun intended, you just link them to the military unit. Okay, you head there to defend Berlin. Aachen, build another one. If you would, another crossbowman. Cologne. So commercial hub, do we now have any benefits? We don't. That's pretty disappointing. Unless it's just because the road isn't finished. We could still build one anyway, I just kind of question whether it's worthwhile. Or whether we'd be better off building something different. On the whole. Let's do some medieval walls, just so I was thinking about it. Those are always worthwhile, at least for us. Okay, Trier, crossbowman, fortify. Actually mildly amused that the war to defeat La Venta, which is just one city-state, is taking much longer than the war to completely crush the English. I know the English weren't very big at the time, but it's still kind of funny. Okay, this is more like it, major victory. That's what we need. We need gunpowder. Stop trying to use swordsmen to win a Renaissance level combat. It's just not going to work. Okay, rest you up a little bit while we keep the pressure on with our ranged units. This time I think I might even pull the swordsman out so that the musketeers can get in. And move the general in. The knights are doing a runner. Okay, well let me attack La Venta again. That looks promising. That looks very promising. I think we got this city. Thank goodness for that. Got a boost at square rigging, and yes, we are certainly going to keep the city. It's still a very big city. I probably should have shot at the knights. They have disappeared. Partly I wanted to see if they actually would just disappear. So we do know now, but could have got some free experience for the crossbowmen if I just shot at them. Okay, so these crossbowmen should go down to Augsburg to defend it against a possible Egyptian attack. and we need to choose, well, I may as well go for square rigging now, seeing as we've got a bonus for it. We've got a bunch of things to repair. Watermill should be first because it'll increase our actual production, and you need to get within the borders of a city so we can upgrade you. You need to get down there so you can link up with the general, and that's it. That is it. So I don't think that counts towards our domination victory, even though it's saying it's a capital captured because it has to be the capitals of the other players. We've met 3 of now, so I guess Saladin is on a single continent with just one other player. So what we're going to be hoping is that neither of them has got too far ahead. But this is it basically. Once these lighthouses are built and any other improvements, we need to build some ships, start exploring, and ideally get a settler across the ocean, found a city on the other continent and get a proper presence there. So then we know what we're dealing with. I'm a bit concerned I might be moving too slowly because it's already 1420 AD. Time passes quite quickly in Civ 6. So it's whether we can actually get a domination victory in time. We could consider other types of victory. We don't have to be completely locked into a single one. So we do have the best score, so if no one gets any kind of victory, we will win by default at the moment. Science. Well, the problem with science is it's never very obvious who's ahead, because it's only near the end that you actually get these blocks filled in. I mean, it's putting us at the top here, but I think that might just be because it says we're in second place. Okay. So Arabia's leading that one. Religion. Okay, apparently we're neck and neck with the other 2 societies. So someone's converting everyone to Buddhism. Saladin's converting everyone to Islam, Kelsapries. And we're converting people to Catholicism. So yeah, and culture. We better watch out for this one as well. Oh, again, we're doing quite well. So overall, I think we're still doing okay, but I really would like to get a presence on the other continent. So that probably needs to be the next big thing while we work to rebuild the army. I'm pleased to see that our money loss has gone down to minus 5.1 a turn. So while we're still losing money, and you know, we can counteract that by conquering things, obviously. I'd rather we were gaining money if possible, but at the same time we need to maintain a big standing army, which is always going to cost money. So we need to work on our marketplaces, things like that, and take it from there. But not too bad. At least we finally got Venta, which is a bit of a boost because we don't have to worry about them hating us forever like the Egyptians do. So yeah, a bit concerned about the fact that we've upset Tomiris because she's quite a military power, I think, but we're probably going to have to fight her eventually anyway. Might be worth trying to wrest Stockholm suzerainty from her, but we'll see. But I've gone massively over, sorry about that. But at least we got Venta, so I shall leave it there and see you next time.